Have you ever wished you were invisible because nobody sees the real you anyway? Have you ever felt like nobody cares about you? Hi, my name is Che Harmon, and even though I've been through some dark times in my life, I believe that things will always get better, especially when friends or loved ones tell you that you matter. I started a new school almost every year of elementary school. Then I went to a separate middle school in 6th grade. Each time, I had to start out my social life all over again. I've gotten used to moving almost every school year, but the 6th grade really caught up to me. All those new starts added up, and the challenges of making friends and finding my place yet again felt crushing. My mom is awesome and loving, and she's always sensed something was wrong, but she wanted to give me my own space and time to see if I can find my way in this middle school. But I wasn't succeeding at handling myself the way she hoped I would. School was lonely, and since my parents were at work, I came home to nothing but my dog, only to face lots of homework on my own. When I finished my work, I would play video games online with a few of my friends that I had made. I felt like I was dragging myself through every day, and my efforts at schoolwork and being the nice, friendly kid just wasn't paying off. I felt unseen and unappreciated at my new school. Then one day, surprisingly, I got 2 honor awards in math and social studies. I hoped then people would start to notice me as someone smart with gifts to contribute, but nobody really seemed to care. There were a few kids from my elementary school at this new middle school. Some of the ones I'd been friends in 5th grade started to be very mean. These kids were mostly white, but they listened to black rap music and they started dressing and talking in what they thought was a black rapper style. They wanted my official black kid stamp of approval on the way that they were acting, and they wanted me to say that it was okay for them to use a very racist word that starts with an N, that some black rappers say. I said, no, and why would you want to? For me, the N-word represents a very racist part of my history that caused a lot of my people pain and suffering, so they didn't want to talk or hang around me anymore. Whenever I did something, they would laugh at me for no reason, and I would get really mad at them. That year, I also made the A team for basketball, which I was very proud of. One day, some of those mean kids came up to me and said, were you surprised that you got in the A team? Like they didn't think I deserved it. And they were also mad at me for telling them that they couldn't use the N-word. Also, some of them would say behind my back that I can't believe Che got on the basketball team. He's so bad. This hurt my feelings and made me feel angry, so I decided that I would find or make a new group of friends. There was also an 8th grader who had a problem with me for some reason, and I never understood. I didn't even know the kid. For example, when the basketball me and my friends were using rolled over to the soccer field, I would go to get the ball. Sometimes before I could, he would grab it and say, is this your ball? Well, it's mine now. The way he treated me really hurt my feelings, since I'd never done anything to this guy, and he didn't treat other people like that. It made me wonder what was wrong with me, and what I'd done to deserve it. I was one of the 4 black kids at my school, and sometimes that made me a target. Another kid spread a rumor about me that I planned to beat up a bunch of 6th graders, and some people believed him because they accepted the stereotypes that they've seen on TV, music videos, and that young black men are violent. Suddenly, everybody thought I was this big, mean, and scary kid. Because of the way people treated me, I usually hung out with the Asian kids in my class. They were really nice and they didn't stereotype me or ignore me. But despite them accepting me, I started to get really depressed and nobody really asked me if I was okay, except for my best friend Isabel. She's always been there for me in really sad moments or if I just decided to play around and be goofy. Sometimes I felt like she and my family were the only people who cared about me. Finally, I told my mom how I was feeling and I wasn't handling my tough circumstances as well as she thought. She and Ade, my stepdad, both told me that they've been through this tough time in their lives, where they felt invisible, misunderstood, and unloved. They told me that they've gotten through those hard days and that they found that things got brighter on the other side. That's also when we started talking about coming to St. Matthews, where we'd hoped at a smaller school some people would stop bullying me and stereotype me. And I'm glad I came here because I made some really good friends. Although, even though people are nice here, sometimes people still say hurtful words or stereotype me because they don't realize what they're saying is offensive. Even when some people have good intentions towards me, it's hard to be different, to be one of the few black kids at my school. So shout out to Marissa and LSA who graduated last year. You helped me feel like I'm not alone. In the end, my parents helped me out a lot, but my best friend really turned me around. Not only did she say that she cared about me, but she told me to stop thinking those negative things about myself, to stop telling myself that it didn't matter, or that things wouldn't get better. I decided to take her advice and stop thinking about it. And you know what? It did get better. When I went on to the 8th grade retreat, I shared the same story with my class, and everybody fell silent, really hearing what I had to say. In that moment, I felt so loved, like I fit in here. I have a place, and I matter to others. I also realized that I'm not the only one who sometimes has felt lonely or unloved. I thought about the amazing people in my class who were so cool and kind and funny. I was shocked that they could feel the same way about themselves. How could they doubt their own worth? And then I realized, maybe they think the same thing about me. Maybe those negative feelings have nothing to do with what's real or whether we are really good enough. Those feelings are a lie that our brain tells us, latching on to the mean things that some people have done, using our differences to make us feel more alone, and erasing all the good, kind, loving things people do for us. In the passage that Carson read for us today, the psalmist gives us a message in the hope that God is with us in tough times, so we never should be ashamed. The Lord is close to those hearts that have been broken and saves those spirits who have been crushed. Sometimes it feels like those hard times will last forever, but we don't know what the future holds. And they say that it's always darkest before dawn. So if you ever feel that way, I want to tell you that people care about you and you're not alone. You may feel lonely, but you matter to people and you're not alone. And I want to say thanks to my parents, my friends, and everybody who believes that I matter in this world. Thank you.